Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Mr. Sadler coming to you live from the internet on what day is today? Monday. Sorry, on Monday, October the 19th, 2015. Okay, so the plan is for today, I'm going to show you guys this video. I want you to play along, take notes. Mrs. Sadler, I'm going to put you as the note checker today. Sorry to do this to you, even though I'm not there. What that means is that I'm requiring everyone to take a note of this, write down. As well, for the supply teacher, if you can hit pause when necessary, and encourage the kids to try the examples. If you don't know how, you can ask, raise your hand, like the video will be paused. It's unacceptable just to sit and watch here, okay? So to take your notes there right now, I'll give you a second to do so. Okay, perfect, thanks. Okay, so I'm just going to start with some warm-ups here from before just to make sure that life is good. Okay, so A is going to be 3, 2x minus 5 equals 4x plus 1. Okay, so if the supply teacher could pause the video right now, I'd appreciate it. Okay, great. Okay, Maddie, can you be brave, please, and give me the left-hand bracket? Good. Wonderful. Okay, so 6x minus 15 equals 4x plus 4. We multiply the 3 by the 2x and the 3 by the negative 5, and the 4 by the x and the 4 by the 1. Great. All right, Dion, can you be brave and tell me the next step? Okay, couldn't quite hear that, but what I think you said was the negative 15 on the left becomes a positive 15 on the right. Very good. All right, Julia, what's 4 plus 15, please? Great, 19, good. Okay, Branson, I want to get rid of this 4x on the right. How do you get rid of it? Okay, good, subtract. That's 2x equals 19. Good. All right, Avery, last step here is going to be what? Divide by 2, good. So you get x equals 9.5. All right, I'm going to move now ahead to what we did on Friday, okay? And this is going to be called foiling, okay? So what foiling is just multiplying everything outside the brackets by everything inside. Okay, so when you see two sets of brackets, you can't just multiply straight through. I'll go through this one with you guys, and I'll give you guys a few minutes to try a few by yourselves here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply everything in the left bracket by everything by the right. So what I do is I'm going to multiply the 3x times the 1 times the x, and I'm going to get 3x squared. Okay, now the reason it's 3x squared is because 3 times 1 is just going to be 3, and then x times x is going to be x squared. Okay, so the 3x already multiplied with the x, that one's done. I'm going to now do the 3x times the 1. Is there a way I can use a marker here? I don't know if there is. No, there's not. Maybe I'll hold on a sec. Sorry if you were doing that. Oh, perfect. I can't do it this way. Okay, because this is easier to see with. So I'm going to say 3x. Oh, I can't do squared. Sugar, wheat. Ah. Okay, that's supposed to say squared. Now, let's just talk about what happened here. I'm going to get my paintbrush here, hopefully. Now, why I'm doing this and making a big deal, because I want to show to make sure that you don't miss anything. So I'm going to multiply the 3x by the x, and that one's done. That gives me 3x squared. And I think I could probably also erase this and actually draw in a squared if I have to. And I think that I can. Oh, goodness. Excuse my poor writing. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the 3x and times that by the 1. Okay, so now the 3x hit both the x and the 1. And 3x times 1, of course, is just, oops, let me make that black though, is just, of course, 3x. Okay, so if you've taken a look now, I've multiplied the two things in the top. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the negative 2, whoops, and multiply it by x. So negative 2 times x is going to be negative 2x. Oops, no. This is harder than it looks. Ah. Okay, rather than giggling at Mr. Sadler's incompetence on the computer, you guys should be doing the last one. So that should be, I hope we typed that out properly. Oh. I hope you get what I'm trying to do here. Okay, minus 2x. Okay, good. And then finally I'm going to do the negative 2 times the 1, which is going to be negative 2. Okay, now the thing is, notice now the 3x multiplied by both of these in the front. 3x times x was 3x squared. 3x times 1 was positive 3x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. The reason I did this because this is called the foil bird that I'm going to draw here. Excuse my lack of penmanship. And there he is. There's the dot for his eyes. And he's going to have spikes on his head today because that's all I can draw with a mouse. Okay, so you don't have to draw the artwork if you're not into art, and you guys are obviously too cool to do that, but it just helps me remember when I'm foiling, the 3x is multiplying by both of them, and the negative 2. Okay, now John, we're almost done. Okay, so I have 3x squared, and I might actually, no, I won't go back. I have 3x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 2. I'm close to being done, but not quite. Is there anything, John, I can do to finish up? Okay, hope you said 3x minus 2x is x, which is true. So 3x squared plus x minus 2. I'm going to actually put the 2 in there, hopefully. 3x squared plus x minus 2, and we're done. Okay? Alright, I would like you guys to try one for yourselves right now. I'm going to get rid of the foil bird and go back to the other page. I'm actually, though, going to, whoops, copy this because I love my artwork. That's beautiful. Okay, I'd like you guys to try this one for me right now, and you can leave that on the board there. So please give a good solid attempt at this one. Okay, I'm going to call it 5x plus 2 and x plus 1. I will put x plus 2. Okay, so take a second, do your best. You guys can do this, have self-confidence, and you can do this. The supply teacher is going to hit pause now and give you 2 or 3 minutes to try. Alright, great, we're back. Okay, Brandon, the first thing we're going to do is 5x times x. What's 5x times x, please? 5x squared, good. I'm going to get that in here. Now the reason that is because the coefficient in front of the x is 1, so 5 times 1 is 5. And then x times x is x squared. Next we're going to do outside. So this is going to be Aiden, can you do 5x times 2 for me, please? So that's this 5x times this 2. Okay, good. So it's going to be plus 10x. Great. Who's next? Thomas, can you do this 2 times this x? And that turns into? Good, plus 2x. Alexandria, can you do this plus 2 times this plus 2? And that's plus 4. Great. So that should be, we're almost done, but not quite yet. Alexa, can you neaten this up? 5x squared plus 12x plus 4. Great. Okay, I'm going to get you guys to try 2 more here, and then we'll move on here. I'm going to move D over here on the right, if I could. Okay, so try this one out, and then we will actually, I'm going to do 3 more. I'm going to use some negatives here. So 2x minus 3 and x minus 5. Okay, so take a second, try that one out. I'm going to hopefully do it in Paint. If you want to pause that for me, please. Alright, great. Okay, so I'm going to see what happens here. Oops, we'll get rid of that guy. Bye-bye, foil bird. It worked. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that again. It said 2x Actually, if I can just copy and paste this, this is going to be so much easier. There we go. So that says 2x minus 3x plus 5. I'm going to do this now with the paintbrush again so that I can actually do it here. Alright. Brianna, the first thing I'm going to do is 2x times x. What's 2x times x, please? Okay, good. You said 2x squared, and that's correct. So it's going to equal 2x, and I'll do the squared after. Yeah. This is more difficult than it looks. Okay, great. Alright, Alex, can you do for me, please, 2x times negative 5? Excellent, good, negative 10x, good. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and x times nothing is just x. Wonderful. Okay, on the bottom, can we do the bottom, please? So it's going to be negative 3 times x, which should hopefully be negative 3x. Okay, great. And then to end up, we'll do negative 3 times negative 5, which is plus 15. And also change to plus 15, right, because again, a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. And again, if you want to draw a foil bird there to finish up, you certainly may. This guy's going to have long hair, just like Mr. Sadler. The great thing about the internet is no one knows what I look like, so you're going to assume that I have long hair, just like this. Actually, for the supply teacher, John, can you raise your hand right now? Okay, so that's exactly what my haircut looks like. It's just like that. The supply teacher, just so you know what I look like. Okay, so let's finish this up here right now. All right, so we're almost done, but not quite yet. All right, Josh, I'm going to pick on you. Josh, we have 2x squared negative 10x minus 3x plus 15. We're not quite done, but we're going to be. How do I finish up? Great, 2x squared, and that turns to minus 13x plus 15. Okay, good, guys. Doing a good job. Let me put that squared in there. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay? Good stuff. And I'll put that back in my note here so that we have it. Put that over here. That's right. Text box? No. Sorry. There we go. There we go. So there's a second foil bird. All right. Now please note the foil bird is optional. You don't have to draw it, but I like it if you do. I'm just joking. It doesn't affect your mark positively or negatively. What does affect you positive or negatively is watching those negative signs, though. That's the thing that tends to get people in trouble here, so please just pay attention when you're doing it. All right, I'm going to do 2 more here, and then we will move on to today's lesson, okay? So letter E says negative, so I'm going to do 3x minus 5 squared. And F is going to be 2x minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 3. Now these are where we're starting to get into awesome math here, okay? Let's start with the last one. We'll do these as a class to make sure that we're good. So start with the left-hand side. All right, I'm going to start with Josie. What does x minus 5 squared mean? Okay, good. It means you're going to write it twice, right? So it's going to be 3 bracket x minus 5, x minus 5. Wonderful. Now, there's 3 things here. Now, even myself as a math teacher, I'm unable to multiply 3 things in my head. I can't do it. 2 things I can do very, very easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the right hand side, and I'm just going to multiply these two things together right here. Once I'm done, then I'm going to multiply it by the second x plus 5. Alright, so Jack, so what's 3 times bracket x plus 5 equal to? Great, 3x minus 15, wonderful. Okay, we're going to keep that in brackets because we still have to FOIL. Alright, Rachel, let's do some foiling here for this now, please. And by the way, if I'm going too quickly, someone raise their hand and the supply teacher will pause to get things copied up. So 3x times x is, Rachel? Okay, good, 3x squared. Alright, Braden, what's 3x times negative 5? So that's this one, 3x times negative 5. Negative 15x, good. Alright, McKenna, what's negative 15 times x? Okay, good, negative 15x. And Wyatt, you get the fun question of all, and hopefully you have a calculator handy. Negative 15 times negative 5. Now I put a plus there because I know that two negatives make a plus. Okay, good, that should be plus 75. Okay, if you are fading out of today's class, now's the part to fade in, okay? Harley, can you simplify that for me? What's negative 15x minus 15x? Minus 15 minus 15 is? Okay, not 0. Negative 30. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to get the supply teacher to ask everyone to put their heads on their desks and close their eyes. Okay. Look at the power that I have for you guys. This is wonderful. Close your eyes, Thomas. You too. Okay, raise your hand if you feel wonderful about this. Raise your hand if you feel sort of good, but you could use some more practice. Raise your hand if you feel awful. Alright, so supply teacher, if there's a lot of people that need more practice or feel awful, if you can hit pause in the video and do maybe about 2 or 3 examples on the board for a question like this, that would be wonderful. If most people are feeling good about this in the class, we can keep going though. Alright, now this is a tricky one. Now this one's so tricky, I'm going to actually do this one in Paint again. That's much like this. Okay, so bye-bye Foilbird, I'll delete you. Oops, maybe I'll delete you. Okay, so what I'm actually doing for this one, I'll make that a little bit bigger hopefully. Yeah, that didn't work at all. Oh boy. Don't you love it how your teacher can't figure these things out. There we go. Okay, so that's looking good. 2x minus 3 times x squared plus x minus 3. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did last time. Okay, everything in the left bracket gets multiplied by everything in the right. Now the reason I want to do this as a class, and I'm going to start it off and I'll let you guys finish here in a second. Okay, and Keegan is going to help me. Okay, Keegan is going to remind me that when I have this 2x, what should I multiply it by? Okay, hopefully Keegan said everything in the right bracket here. So it's going to multiply by x squared. Then it's going to multiply by 5x. And then finally it's going to multiply by minus 3. Okay? Then in the end, I'm going to do this in purple because my daughter likes purple. The negative 3 is going to multiply by x squared. Then negative 3 by 5x. Then negative 3 by negative 3. And this makes some sort of shark, and I'll show it if I have to. So what I want you to do is hit pause in the video. Make sure that you do that. I'm going to erase all that actually so I don't forget. Where's my eraser? Here we go. And we'll just do one at a time, starting with Keegan here in a sec. I want you guys to try it, and then we'll solve it here as a class, hopefully. So supply teacher, please hit pause and give the class a chance to try, and then we'll take it up here. Okay, now that I'm done my erasing, we'll go through this one at a time here. So Keegan, as I said, you're going to be up first. We're going to multiply for me 2x times x squared. Okay, and that's going to be 2x cubed. Awesome. Okay. Now the reason it's 2x cubed is that, I'll hopefully do my 3 here and hopefully move that in. The reason it's 2x cubed is x times x is x squared. If you multiply by x, there's going to be another x in there, so there's 3 x's. So it's x cubed. Oh, goodness. That's right, guys and gals. Okay. Josh, you're up next in orange. You're going to do now 2x times, whoops, or not. You're going to do 2x times 5x. Okay, so 2x times 5x is just going to be, Josh, go ahead. 10x squared, very good. So I'm just going to write plus 10x. I'll do a 2 here. I'll copy that over. And as you can see, there's lots to do here, okay? There's lots and lots and lots, right? All right, next in green, blue. Next in blue is going to be Mrs. Sadler. Actually, I'm going to pick on. Oops. All right, Mrs. Sadler, you're going to do 2x times negative 3. So first of all, you're going to say, Mrs. Sadler, what's 2 times negative 3? Okay, good, negative 6. And then x times nothing is just going to be x, so that's just going to be negative 6x. All right. Okay, then on the bottom in green, we're going to say, negative 3 times x squared is going to be negative 3x squared. Oops. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use orange maybe. Negative 3, I already used orange. Hot pink. Negative 3 times 5 is going to be negative 15x. And then negative 3 times negative 3 is going to be positive 9. I'll do that in running out of colors. Purple yet? Now, all joking aside about the colors and all this stuff, okay, the reason I want to show the colors and not change to plus 9, the reason I want to show the colors and all that is the realizing the 2x is multiplying by the x squared, the 5x, and the negative 3, and then the negative 3 is multiplying by the x squared, the 5x, and the negative 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite these in a different order. Actually, I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to go to the other board because it's easier to do. Okay, so then I'm going to say, hopefully, I'm going to rewrite them like this. What I did was I just moved it so that the x cubes were by themselves, the x squareds were together, the x's were together, and then the numbers were together. Now, when you have things that have the same variable with them, you're just going to add the coefficient. So that's the number that goes with them. So 2x cubed plus, whoops. Wow. Then I'm just going to say 10 minus 3 is 7. Negative 6 minus 15 is negative 21, and then plus 9. Okay, now, so I think that's all I'm going to do today is just recap what happened on Friday, okay, because this is a very important subject, this foiling stuff, okay, and I'm just going to ask the supply teacher to alternate between questions like D, E, and F to put on the board for the class. And please take up solutions. Okay? All right, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys have an excellent day. I will hopefully be back tomorrow, and all will be good. Okay, see you guys. Bye.